Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin's.
George Zimmerman.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
By next week, we're looking forward to getting $1 million for the capture of George Zimmerman.
But we've been living under constant threat ourselves.
I just feel like certain laws are made to protect others, and certain laws are made to break others.
I mean, he's been completely railroaded. This is not a case about race. He was, as you called him a year ago, the most hated man in America.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it?
Now! Every 28 hours, a young black person is shot by the police. Yeah, by the police. We're not even talking about each other.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Retrieview Circle.
Just 70 feet from home, Martin was killed by a single shot to the chest.
You realize that was the shot.
They killed my son, yes.
However, the other person who almost killed my brother, had he disarmed him, my brother had every indication to believe he would have killed him.
That Trayvon Martin had the same right to be where he was as Emmett Till to go to a public store to buy some bubble gum.
He walked out the house to go to the store. So he walked to the store. He was on his way back home. I'm living down here. He was sitting out on the porch.
If I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon.
Please be seated. Everybody have their notepads and pencils ready? Okay, the state will call your first witness, please.
Chad Joseph. All right, and how did you come to know Tracy Martin and Trayvon Martin?
That's my mom's boyfriend.
Tracy Martin is your mother's boyfriend?
Yes.
All right. Prior to February 2012, had Trayvon Martin ever been to your residence before?
Yes.
Specifically, let me turn your attention to the afternoon of Sunday, February 26th of last year. Was Trayvon Martin at your residence that afternoon?
Yes.
And what were the two of you doing?
Watching TV and playing a game.
At some point in the early evening or the afternoon, did Trayvon Martin leave your residence?
Yes.
And where did he go?
To the store.
And how did Trayvon Martin get to the store?
He walked.
Did you go with him when he left your residence?
No.
Why not?
Because I was playing a game.
Did Trayvon Martin ask you if you wanted anything before he left for the store?
Yes.
What was that?
Skittles.
Is that what you told him?
Yes.
Did Trayvon Martin have a cell phone with him that afternoon when he left to go to the store?
Yes.
Did you ever call Trayvon Martin after he left to go to the store?
Yes.
And what phone did you use to call Trayvon Martin?
My phone.
Did you have a cell phone?
Yes.
Did Trayvon Martin answer his cell phone when you called him?
Yes.
And did he tell you what he was doing?
Yes.
What was that?
He was on his way back.
Did he tell you anything about the weather conditions outside?
That it was raining.
Did you speak with Trayvon Martin on that phone call for a long time?
No.
What was the last thing that Trayvon told you when he went out that night?
My last conversation was I asked him did he have any money for the pizza. We had to order a pizza, and I asked did he have any money for that. He told me he had money left over, and I told him I'd see him when I get in.
17-year-old Trayvon Martin was walking home from 7-Eleven after buying Skittles and iced tea. Self-appointed neighborhood watch captain George Zimmerman spotted Martin and called a non-emergency police phone line.
Sanford Police Department. Line is being recorded. Sean.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Retrieview Circle. The best address I can give you is 111 Retrieview Circle. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining, and he's just walking around looking about.
Okay, and this guy, is he white, black, or Hispanic?
He looks black.
Did you see what he was wearing?
Yeah, a dark hoodie, like a gray hoodie, and either jeans or sweatpants and white tennis shoes.
But he did come in that back gate, and I knew he was going to the back of the house. He was sitting out there.
Martin says his son was visiting from Miami.
He don't know anybody here. He just came down here. He was bored. So he walked to the store. He was on his way back home. I'm living down here. He was sitting out on the porch.
I was on the phone with Trayvon when this happened. He said a man was following him, and I told him he should run.
What was he? He was walking in between the buildings, or?
He was walking like in the grassy area, like up towards, kind of between these two poles, and like I said, it was rainy, and he was just leisurely looking at the house, and like I said, my wife I left for the grocery store, and I just felt like something was off about him.
Right.
So I said, and there's been a history of break-ins in that building, and I called previously about this house.
Right.
I think George had a call of duty. I think he had a call of duty for the neighborhood. And I think he was not going to let another burglary go down on his watch. He was looking out for the safety of his fellow neighbors here. Bottom line, same thing I would have done.
Do you feel that George Zimmerman racially profiled Trayvon Martin? Do you think race played a role in his decision, his view of Trayvon Martin as suspicious?
I don't think he did. I think just circumstances caused George to think that he might be a robber or trying to do something bad in the neighborhood because of all that had gone on previously.
Did he walk off from there, or did he stop there last night?
He stopped, and he like looked around, and that's why that's what threw me off. Was it's raining. I didn't understand why somebody would be just stopping in the rain, especially, it wasn't like he was trying to run to get out of the rain, and I had never seen him before. It didn't look like he was exercising.
Where was he standing at when he stopped?
Right in front of 1460.
On the sidewalk or in the grass?
In the grassy area.
Right in the grassy area? Okay. That's about right in front of where the car is?
Yes, sir.
This is where everything starts.
Yes.
This is your front yard.
Yep, right here.
This is where Trayvon Martin is, and this is the street that George Zimmerman is driving down and sees him for the first time.
I passed him, and he kept staring at me and staring or looking around. I parked at the clubhouse.
All right.
And they asked me, where I was, and I told them the clubhouse, and I think I gave them the address to the clubhouse.
Where'd you park at?
Right up here next to that green truck. I don't think that truck was there, but I just pulled up.
Okay. So you just pulled in here?
Yes, sir.
And this is where you got out?
No. This is where I just stopped to call, and then he walked past me, and he kept looking at my car, and still looking around at the houses and stuff, so...
He's here now. He was just staring.
Oh, he's just walking around the area?
At all the houses.
Okay.
Now he's just staring at me.
Okay, and you said it's 1111 retrieve you, or 111?
That's the clubhouse.
That's the clubhouse. Do you know what he's near the clubhouse right now?
Yeah, now he's coming towards me.
Okay.
He's got his hand in his waistband. Yeah, he's a black male.
Okay. How old would you say he
He's
looks?
got a button on his shirt. Late teens.
Late teens, okay.
I was on the phone with Trayvon when this happened. He said a man was following him, and I told him he should run. He said, I'm not going to run. I'm just going to put my hoodie on and walk faster.
He's got something in his hands. I don't know what his deal is.
Okay, just let me know if he does anything, okay?
Over here.
Yeah, we got him on the way. Just let me know if this guy does anything else.
These assholes, they always get away.
We played the 911 tapes here, and you hear Zimmerman say things like, they always get away, right? And he's clearly chasing after Trayvon Martin, so Trayvon Martin is not the aggressor, George Zimmerman is.
And I parked right about where that sign is in the yard.
In front of the Ford truck?
Yes, and I saw him. And I saw him walking back that way and then cut through the back of the houses. He looked back and he noticed me and he cut back through the houses. I was still on the phone with non-emergency.
Shit, he's running.
He's running. Which way is he running?
Down towards the other entrance of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Well, maybe I said running, but he was more.
You said he's running.
Left. Shit, he's running.
He's running. Which way is he running? All right, sir. What is your name?
George. He ran.
It's like skipping, and going away quickly, but he wasn't running out of fear.
Okay. Which entrance is that he's heading towards?
The back entrance.
Are you following him?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need you to do that.
Okay.
It appears on the tape there that he mumbled under his breath, "fucking coons."
I think that it was a made-up story for purposes that had nothing to do with George Zimmerman, and that they victimized him. They complain about Trayvon Martin being victimized. George Zimmerman was victimized by a publicity campaign to smear him, to call him a racist when he wasn't, and to call him a murderer when he wasn't.
All right, sir. What is your name?
George. He ran.
All right, George. What's your last name?
Zimmerman.
And George, what's the phone number you're calling from?
407-435-2400.
This man was pursuing him.
Yes.
And he was freaked out by it.
Yes. Definitely after I say it might be a rapist.
All right, George. We do have him on the way. Do you want to meet with the officer when they get out there?
Yeah.
All right. Where are you going to meet with them at?
If they come in through the gate, tell them to go straight past the clubhouse and straight past the clubhouse and make a left, and then they go past the mailboxes. Look at my truck.
Okay, what address are you parked in front of?
I don't know. It's a cut through, so I don't know the address.
Okay, do you live in the area?
Yeah.
Well, what's your apartment number?
It's a home. It's 1950. Oh crap! I don't want to give it out loud. I don't know where this kid is.
Okay, do you want to just meet with him right near the mailboxes then?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, George. I'll let him know to meet you with you out there. Okay?
Actually, could you have him call me and I'll tell him where I'm at?
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem.
You need my number? You got it.
Yeah, I got it. 407-435-2400.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, no problem. I'll let them know to call you when they're in the area.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
He said he thought he had lost him, but then the man had him cornered. Trayvon said, "Why are you following me?" And the man said, "What are you doing around here?"
Zimmerman is 5'9" and well over 200 pounds. Martin, wiry, 6'2", about 140 pounds.
But according to Martin's unnamed girlfriend, it was Zimmerman who instigated the confrontation. In an account given to Martin's family's lawyer and recorded by ABC News, the girlfriend said he had just called her before his death and told her he was being followed. He said he was going to lose his followers shortly before she heard Martin ask, "What are you following me for? What are you doing around here?" came the reply. She said she believes someone pushed Martin because she heard his earpiece fall and the line went dead.
Then somebody pushed Trayvon because the head switch just fell.
I stumbled and I fell down. Somehow he got on top of me.
On the grass or on the street?
It was more over here.
911, do you need police, fire, medical?
Maybe both. I'm not sure. There's just someone screaming outside.
So you think he's yelling help?
Yes.
You've heard the 911 call where you hear somebody calling out help. Do you believe that is your son's voice?
Yes, I do. I believe that's Trayvon Martin. That's my baby's voice.
every mother knows their child. And that's his voice.
You hear that voice in the background?
No, sir. Maybe both. I'm not sure. There's just someone screaming outside.
Okay. And is it a male or female?
Are you hearing yourself?
Like a male.
And you don't know why?
I don't know why. I just hear yelling help.
Like there was only one person. Then I could see a second person, and it looked more of just a tussle. And that's when I thought it got serious, when it moved up to the sidewalk and he was more in a straddle position and arm movements were going downward. But I couldn't 100% say those were actually strikes or if they were just arm movement going downward.
It was testified to that Zimmerman had MMA training 2 or 3 times a week. Good testified that the guy on the bottom, which we assume by the colors as Lisa Bloom said, was Zimmerman. He said he could fight back. So if Zimmerman had MMA training and there was an MMA attack going on, why didn't he use his MMA training to defend himself?
He got on top of me somewhere around here. And I just grabbed my firearms. He sat up and he said, "Look, you got me. You got it. You got me. You got it." Something like that. So I thought he was just saying, "I know you have a gun now. I heard it. I'm giving up." And I just grabbed my firearms and I shot him. One time.
All right. What is your?
Good morning, police, fire, medical.
I don't know what's happening. Someone's on the ground.
You see someone laying on the ground?
I don't know, someone's been shot. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, why would somebody kill someone like that? I can't believe someone is killed. You were saying help. Why didn't someone come out and help him?
Did Trayvon Martin come home that night?
No.
Did you try calling Trayvon Martin's cell phone again that evening after you had spoken with him the first time?
Yes.
And what happened when you called his cell phone?
No one answered.
Just 70 feet from home, Martin was killed by a single shot to the chest.
You can't just run up to somebody with a gun and chase them down, and if they fight back, shoot them. That's not legal. Even understand your ground, it's not legal. You're not standing your ground, you ran into the guy, right?
When I came out the door, I saw him basically straddling him. He had, feet on either side of his body, and his hands, at the time I didn't know, was on his back. And
Trayvon was face down.
Trayvon was face down. Once he got off of the body, we could see that his face was down in the grass. So at the time that he was holding his back, I didn't know if he was trying to help him hold the wound or Selma had asked him several times, 3 times, what's going on? Is everything okay? And each time he looked back, but he didn't say anything until the 3rd time he just said, just call the police.
In exclusive video obtained by ABC News tonight, you can see George Zimmerman in handcuffs walking into the Sanford Police Department to be questioned. This is the first time we've seen him the night of the shooting. You see him here being frisked. He is wearing that red fleece jacket described by eyewitnesses the night he shot Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman claims it was self-defense, that Martin attacked him, punching him and slamming his head on the ground. But take a closer look at this video. We slow it down. No visible blood on his head or his nose or his clothes. We know he never went to the emergency room that night. And while Zimmerman claimed Martin towered over him, he looks well built, hardly the portly image in this 2005 mugshot.
Video here so you can take another longer look at Zimmerman's face, his head, whether there's blood on his clothing, grass stains even on the back of his shirt, on the back of his jacket. Remember, ABC News and a local media reporting that the lead investigator that night did not buy Zimmerman's story. He wanted to file manslaughter charges, but was overruled by the state's attorney.
Paramedics got there. They went to check on him first, and then they came over and poured peroxide on my head, on the back of my head, felt my nose, and they told, I don't remember if it was a police officer or another EMS guy, they said his nose is broken and he's going to need 1, probably 2 stitches on the back of his head.
Aren't we all convinced from that tape that this guy is a big, fat fucking liar?
Murder was the case that they fed me. George Zimmerman was acquitted of all charges in the murder of Trayvon Martin, though he still may face civil suits and federal charges.
How many think George Zimmerman should be found guilty? Ooh, just the white people against it.
So we're saying to President Obama, you got to do your job on this one, buddy. We don't need a beer. We don't need to laugh and have a good time. Our children are dying.
This is a tragedy. I can only imagine what these parents are going through.
To say that Zimmerman took the law into his own hands shows a gross misunderstanding of the incident. Zimmerman was told by the 911 operator to remain in his vehicle and not approach Trayvon Martin. He defied that and approached an unarmed teenager who was not breaking any law. He instigated a confrontation, and then he killed Trayvon Martin. The police were on their way to investigate the possibility of wrongdoing, but George Zimmerman took that opportunity away from them. He didn't help the law, he made a mockery of it.